again, this video is talking about just get over it. It's what's done is done. I know you probably have heard that, especially when it comes to relationships, and especially from those who do the wrong, those who cheated on you or those who have used you for years and that kind of thing. Just get over it. What's done is done. Like I said, there's no getting over anything. You have to, of course, still work through that process and still work through your healing with whatever happened, including forgiveness as well. But like I said, it just gets this is a daily vlog, so I'm not teaching much of any kind of steps in this video. But like I said, I just want to say this morning because like I said, that bothers me, and I was told that back when my husband cheated on me back in when I'm 40, almost 48. So I guess let me see, back in my 20s. Let me see, it was like in my I'll just say mid 20s. Back in my mid 20s, um, and I was, of course, afterwards, of course, we had a conversation about it, just trying to find out, of course, what his mindset was, why did he do what he did. We still have a good relationship to this day, but just to try to find out why he did what he did. But it's the men in his family did the same thing. That's why he did what he did, is what he told me. And like I said, I've heard other things from other people about their behavior and different things that they've done and different things that they've said. And just like, okay, what are you thinking? I guess I put it that way. Just because somebody in the past had done this or did this to you does not mean that you should go and do it to somebody else. Relationships get destroyed over those types of things all the time, whether you're in a marriage relationship or whether you're just dating or whether you're in a committed relationship. No matter what type of relationship it is, when you're using people and you're and blaming out using all these lame excuses, like I said, that, well, not all the time, because some folks stay in relationships like that, but I did choose to leave. But like I said, at some point you have to get smart about what you're doing. It's not, yes, of course, the person's cheating and this kind of thing. You have to set some boundaries too. After, because I know I said that in other videos, and that's the same thing I had to do too, was to set me some boundaries. Like I told him back then, this, you will never do this to me again. I guess I put it that way. So I started saving my own money to, of course, get me an apartment and looking around to move. I did that in about a month and a half at the most. Got my stuff and left in about a month and a half. Found an apartment, had the money saved, was up and out of there. Like I told him, I don't play those games when it comes to my um, my own well-being. I guess I put it that way. Of course, we're married. We're not having using condoms at the time, and back in my 20s and that kind of thing. So he could have brought anything home to me. It could have been AIDS too, if I guess for that matter. And like I said, I had to make sure that I set my own boundaries, and that's why I'm doing. Like I said, that's why I'm doing this vlog, this daily vlog this morning, because I know sometimes, of course, especially us as women, our feelings get in the way. We want to, oh my God, he's sorry and he said this and won't do it again, which is fine. If you know your partner, you know that he's actually, you see the changes. Your partner is actually, women cheat too. I'm not just saying this for men, but women cheat as well. But if you see your partner actually taking the steps to actually do the actions, not just telling you they're going to change and do all these things, but if you see them actually not looking at women or men anymore, if you see them actually doing more around the house and trying to, of course, kiss your ass and that kind of thing, I put it that way, which doesn't have to happen. But like I said, you have to see some type of change behavior. The communication is back on point. He or she is trying, the sex is coming back, I guess, coming back into the game, and those kind of things, the intimacy, and that person's trying to take you on dates and those kind of things again, especially after a cheating episode or that kind of stuff. Like I said, sometimes that takes years to rebuild because that trust has been broken. But there's other ways trust is broken as well, by you not doing what you say. That's what trust is. Going over somebody's house and your partner's asking where you're at and you're lying about this and that. Like I said, all those things break the trust and breaks up the relationship. And the person, like I said, the person that usually does all the wrong and, oh, you should just get over it, and it's already, what's done is done and that kind of thing, your feelings are still hurt while they're saying those things. Like I said, that's basically what I was told, even though he blamed it on, um, because his fathers and uncles all cheated. That's why he did the same thing, which doesn't make any damn sense at all. That's just putting the blame on family instead of taking the blame for yourself. That's a lame man's excuse, actually. But people do give excuses like that, and like I said, it's just, we have to get smarter when those kind of things, whether it's a cheating episode or whether it's an episode where somebody's been using us or abusing us or those types of things. Like I said, we have to get smarter about our boundaries. Yes, people stay in relationships like that. I'm a social worker, been a social worker over 25 years. I know that. I'm a certified life coach as well, so I've dealt with a lot of folks who, especially women who, well, mainly women actually, who have been abused in relationships and physically, mentally, emotionally, and of course been cheated on, all types of things. And of course, some do stay. That's a choice that they make. But like I said, I left the relationship where I was cheated on. No, I wasn't abused in any kind of way, that kind of thing. But like I said, the cheating, I'm not putting up with it. And I knew that going in, I guess, and that's exactly what I told him as well. We have to know what our boundaries are before we go into these relationships. Like I said, there's no reason why we're getting into relationships and we have no idea what we want. We don't know whether we're going to stay if this person breaks the trust 15 times or if this person cheats on me 15 times. How many times would it take for you to leave a relationship? Well, I knew that I deserved better than that. And I'm sure you deserve better than that as well. You don't have to stay anywhere where you're not treated well at all. You don't have to stay in a relationship where you're being abused. You don't have to stay in a relationship where you're constantly being cheated on. I know some people fear that they're not going to find anybody else. So I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60. I'm not going to find nobody. Dating is hard. Every damn thing that we do is hard. If you want to give up on love and give up on life, that's a choice that you make. I chose not to, but that's like I said, some folks do that. Stay bitter and stay resentful, stay upset, stay angry for the rest of their lives because the relationship did or somebody in the relationship did them wrong. We have to figure out, like I said, what we're doing. It's like I said, stick to our own boundaries. Because like I said, if people are going to do whatever they want to do, whatever kind of motivations they have, with whatever kind of behaviors they have, whatever kind of values and beliefs they have, people are going to do what they want to do and what benefits them. You have to do what benefits you at some point as well. And like I said, that's the same thing that I had to realize as well when all the stuff, I've been through a lot of stuff, not just the cheating in a marriage and that kind of thing, but I've been through a lot of things in relationships. That's why I'm able to tell y'all these things. But like I said, we have to get smart, and I had to get smart because I had to strengthen my boundaries. I'm not going to just sit there and just let you do it again, especially when I hear a lame excuse about you cheated because your father and your uncles did. So you're gonna do the same thing. 'Cause that's what the men in your family do. That's an excuse, and that's not a changed behavior to do anything that's gonna um, create a different change. I guess within you, to not even want to cheat anymore. That's an excuse if you're not taking a. And that's one thing I do want to let y'all know. If y'all are in relationships like that, and the person is not taking any blame for what they've done, but they're putting the blame on you and everybody else, that is not a changed behavior. That is an awful, crazy, horrible excuse, and that person probably is not going to change anytime soon until they start taking personal responsibility for their own actions. Like I said, that's the point that you have to see when it comes to relationships and the trust being broken and people being cheated on and abused and all those types of things. If everything is somebody else's fault, that person's not going to change anytime soon or at all. Just keep that in mind. And like I said, I've dealt with thousands of people in families, relationships over these last 25 so years, even before that in my own family, friends, environment. I can tell you that if the person is not taking responsibility for their own actions and is hurting people around them, they're not going to change at all until they start taking the responsibility for whatever they did themselves and not blaming nobody else for it. I messed up. I did this. I'm sorry. And like I said, if you're not getting those things and you're still in a relationship that's you're being abused or being cheated on, that's the choice that you are making at this point. Whether you love this person or not, you can love anybody from a distance. I can tell you that. But we have, like I said, we have to get smart. I know a lot of women, of course, very emotional. The emotions are always coming to play. Or I love him. I love this. I love that. But we have to use this thing up for our brain, y'all. Don't allow your heart to get in the way when it comes to your boundaries being broken, and you being abused in some type of way, cheated on, constantly going through the same situation over again with this person. Oh, I'm gonna get he or she is telling you I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna do it again, do it better next time, and they don't. What are you doing then? You have to get smarter with what you want in the relationship, not what they want. I'm sure they can get themselves together at some point. Hopefully, some don't, but some do. But you, regardless of that, you have to decide what you're going to do in this relationship. Like I said, I had to decide as well. Like I said, he cheated on me, and of course, like I said, I'm his kid's godmother now. I put it that way. His new wife and family, which he's getting his stuff together, which is awesome. But back then in his 20s, there was no way he was getting it together at that time. And like I said, we have kept a good relationship. We don't argue, fight. We have an awesome relationship. I guess friends, I guess you can say. My partner knows him. I know his wife. We have no issues. And I'm the one that's going to step in. His wife asks if something happens to them, can I step in and take care of their kids? Yes, I can. But like I said, when you have to get to that point in relationships, you have to be, like I said, set your boundaries. I know a lot of folks don't have relationships like that. I do. Some people I've dated and no, I don't talk to them anymore at all. I'll put it that way. But some I have. But that comes from me working on myself and knowing what I want in a relationship. You can have friends with anybody, but if all you're going in for is for that person to make you happy, or for that person to give you something or make you feel some type of way, you're going in that relationship for the wrong reason. Or if you're going into that relationship because you're so desperate that you want a man or a woman, that you don't want to be alone, you're going into that relationship for the wrong reason. And yes, you will take down all your boundaries because of that. Like I said, you have to get smart about what you want, not rushing into things, not trying to get this person to love you and give you love and make you happy and do all these things. That's a codependent relationship, and that's probably not going to work. You're going to end up with being traumatized in some type of way. Like I said, we have to get smarter with that. I'm speaking to the women and I'm speaking to the men as well. Because I know men do this too. Maybe a lot more women, I'm assuming, because that's who I've worked with. But I know there's a lot of men that I've talked to, and of course, they have DM'd, and of course, my family, friends, that kind of thing. I know this happens with men too. Like I said, we have to get smart about why we're going into these relationships and what our boundaries are, our values, and our beliefs, and standing on those things, and not allowing somebody to break us down because we love them, or they said they're going to get their stuff together and all these kind of things. You have to see change behavior before that can happen. And like I said, the change behavior that I've always noticed, if the person is not taking responsibility 100% for whatever happened, them cheating or them abusing you or whatever the case may be, they're not going to change, and that is not the relationship that you need to be in. But like I said, I can't tell you what to do. That's the choice that you make to be in those kind of relationships. I was in a relationship where I was cheated on as well. After I found out, of course, I left. But people stay. And yes, you can work through things like that. Yes, you can get. I'm a relationship coach. You can get um, um, relationship therapy, counseling, that kind of thing as well, to work through those issues. But that's only if the person that did the wrong is actually making the changes and actually taking the responsibility and actually doing the actions behind that as well. Not just telling you a good game and talking a good game and doing nothing behind that. But like I said, I just wanted to come on this morning because I know a lot of times, of course, if this happens in romantic relationships, of course, yes, it does. But it also happens in our family relationships as well, family and friend relationships. And it can happen at the job too. You can be traumatized at work. It's the same thing. But if you're not noticing any changes, I don't care what kind of relationship, you have to make a change and a choice to do something different. You don't deserve to be abused or manipulated or cheated on, any of those kind of things. I'm telling you this, but you have to actually believe it yourself too. And again, like I said, I'm going to get my butt off here. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Tonetta, of course, your life and relationship coach, and of course, I'm a social worker too. Been a social worker for over 25 years. Like I said, the stuff that I'm talking to y'all about, the stuff that I've been through, and stuff that I've known personally as well, and of course with my clients too. But majority of these relationship things and stuff that I've been through, and stuff that I've had to work through and figure out and that kind of thing. That's why I'm coming on here telling y'all these things. Like I said, you deserve better if I'm talking to you in this video. And if you're the one who's saying just get over it, what's done is done, you need to listen to this too, to start taking responsibility for your own actions. Because nobody has to stay with you doing the same things that you've been doing. And I'm sure you know that already. That's part of manipulation. I know you know that already. But that person has to choose to, of course, leave the relationship and do something different. At some point, folks get tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired. So with that, y'all, peace out, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Definitely make sure that you put down in the comments something that you picked up from this vlog that, of course, made sense to you that you're going to apply. I guess I put it that way in your next relationship. Peace out, y'all.